us discuss today few more eponyms. Last time we did revision of some words. Let us start from this word modeling. Modeling, modeling means over sentimental. Modeling is an adjective. It is used for person or anything that is sentimental. That you cannot control your emotion and you cry out, you start weeping, and tears come out from your eyes. That is called modeling. For example, there is a place named Magdala, and in the Bible there is a description that when time of the at the time of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, there was one lady whose name was uh, Magdalene, and she wept a lot at that time. So from that, this word has come, modeling. So modeling book, modeling movie, anything that makes us, over sentimental, emotional. That is called modeling. Very good example given here on the slide. You can see the lady rarely talks about her dead husband. Okay, her husband has died. She does not remember her dead husband because she hates to get modeling in front of people. Suppose if she remembers her dead husband, she would not control her emotion. She would cry out in front of people. So she hates modeling. She does not like to show his her sentiment in front of people. Okay, another example is there modeling film. Okay, modeling film. So, or sentimental film, film that makes you cry, weep, pity. Okay, you sometimes we watch movie or read a novel, we feel pity of some characters who are suffering, facing difficulties by virtue of honesty. So we feel emotional about them. We feel sentimental about them. So that is called modeling. Another word is maverick. Maverick means very strict person. Hmm. No, there is a mistake. Sorry. Ah, Maverick means he was a cattleman. See, look at the history. Samuel Augustus Maverick. Now, Maverick was a cattleman in America, and he had many cows. But he never branded his cow. That means he did not label his cows. Earlier, there was fashion that if you own animals, you brand it. How you make some, you know, uh, by iron, you make some, symbol that it belongs to you. But he never did so. So whenever his neighbor, Maverick's neighbors, find out any stray cow, they would think that it belongs to, because they do not find any symbol, any brand, any label. So they would think that it is labelless, so it belongs to Maverick. So the meaning is that independent way of thinking. Very simple meaning, that you do not follow social custom, you do not follow traditional conventional way, and you think in your own way independently. Okay, that is called maverick. So you see a person who thinks and acts in independent way, often behaving different from the other, from the expected or usual way. Okay, so you do not consider norms, conditions, conventions, and you do something extraordinary on your own way, in a different way, in an independent way. That is called maverick. You see the example, maverick politician means politician who won the contest and elected, okay, as a leader. If he is maverick, then he would not continue the tradition. He would do something extraordinary, something new in his own independent way. So that is an adjective. Maverick politician promise to leave behind the ways of the old guard. Okay, so new elected politician, if he is maverick, will not continue the tradition of the old guard, and he would bring change to the government. That is called maverick. Another example is there. He is an excellent writer and a maverick scientist too. Okay, so in his writing and in his scientific experiment, he thinks differently, independently. So after modeling maverick, there is a word mesmerize. Okay, there was one person whose name was Mesmer. Full name was Franz Anton Mesmer. He was physician in Austria, so therefore he is known as Austrian physician. Now what he had done, he was a physician, so he made one experiment, and in that experiment in the Vienna, he founded a therapeutic movement, and that movement name he gave was mesmerism. Now what does it mean? Mesmerism is hypnotize. In his dissertation, in his finding output document, Mesmer proposed that there is an existence of an invisible fluid in the body, in our body, and it reacts to the gravitational force of the planet, attraction. So human health, he gives one very good example that human health, why we, our health changes. It is because it is affected by the interaction between this invisible fluid and the planets. And the theory he found out, he named his theory animal a gravitation. Animal gravitation. What does it mean? Okay, this is history, but the meaning of the word is that you attract complete attention. Hypnotism. Hypnotize. So Mesmer find out the art of hypnotism. So if you have that skill, art of attract people, that is called, you hypnotize them, that they can't see anything else other than you. So it is a trick. So what is the meaning of the mesmerize? Capture the complete attention of someone. It is also called transfix. To be in trance. Hypnotize. Complete attention is being captured in the hypnotism. Okay, example say they were mesmerized by his story. So that means that he delivered his story in a such a way, in an effective way, that audience was mesmerized. Means that audience forget everything, and they were completely involved in the story. So that means that the story, the way of delivery affected the people's mind. So how? What is it? What is that miracle that people got affected? Why we are attracted to something? What is it? So that is what he said, Mesmer, that there is invisible fluid. Because of that, there is a gravitation in the planet. Okay, then he applied it to hypnotism, and today it has become common word. Okay, you capture somebody's complete attention by your trick, your skill. That is called mesmerize or hypnotism. They are synonymous. Narcissism, another word. Narcissism is a noun, and it is used as an adjective as narcissistic. See, if a person is narcissistic, that means self love. So anybody who is narcissistic, he or she would love himself or herself very much. So he or she will look after his body, outlook, appearance, and will look in front of the mirror. On and off, she would or he would, constantly look his or her face on the mirror. They are very careful about their face, their outlook, because they love themselves. That is called narcissism, self-love. Now, in a Greek mythology, and in a Greek mythology, there is one character, Narcissus. From that name, narcissism word has come. So Narcissus was very handsome man in Greek mythology, and he looked into reflective pool. Today we have mirror. He looked into pool and fell in love with the image of himself. Okay, so he saw his face on the water pool, and he thought that he is very handsome, and he fell in love with himself. Means he is proud of being what he is in his outlook. So what does it mean? Too much interest in and admiration for your own physical appearance, your own abilities. Okay, so example, the narcissistic teenager cannot walk more than 50 feet. Okay, a narcissistic person will not walk 50 feet without checking her appearance in her pocket mirror. Okay, so again and again he would or she would look his or her face on the mirror. That is called narcissism. Very good interest in herself or himself, self love. And another very good word is polyani, polyanish. Okay, polyanish. Polyanish word has come from, there was one writer, and writer's name was Eleanor Porter. Now, Eleanor Porter has written one book. Title was Pollyanna, and that book was eponymous. Eponymous means that the title of the book was Pollyanna, and the main character in that book was also Pollyanna. And that character Pollyanna, whose name was Pollyanna, was extremely optimistic and positive about everything. Okay, character was positive. So Pollyannish is an adjective. So if you say Pollyannish person, that means extremely optimistic person, extremely pleasureful, cheerful person, joyful person. Okay. See the example, because of her cheerful demeanor. Demeanor means behavior. So because of her cheerful demeanor and Pollyannish ways, she was liked by almost everyone. Okay, so person who is Pollyannish means who is optimistic, who is cheerful, people would like to talk with him or her. So Pollyannish means it has a positive tone. It means optimistic. Then word is Promethean. Promethean. Again from Greek mythology. So in Greek mythology, there was one character, Prometheus. Okay, Prometheus was a demigod. Demigod means partly human and partly god. And Prometheus had done one risky work. And what was that risky act? The risky act was that he stole fire from Mount Olympus. Olympus was another character in Greek mythology. And so that is a story in mythology, Greek mythology, that Prometheus stolen the uh, fire from the Mount Olympus. And Promethean is the adjective. It is applied to anything who is willing to take a risk in order to create new things or do things in new ways. For example, in 1900, men could aspire to Promethean dreams. In 1900, Sigmund Freud had published his book, famous book, Interpretation of Dreams. The spectacle recalls the opening lines of great Promethean drama of Greek poet. Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus, okay? Simply how to remember it? Risk taking. Why to take risk? To do something new. Prometheus was risk taker. He did, and from there the word has come into language. Another word is protean. Protean. And this word has also come from Greek mythology. Now, in Greek mythology, there is one character, Proteus. Proteus is known as sea god, and who could change his appearance at his will. Okay, camouflage means you can change your original outlook. You can play any role, for example, change in shape, change in appearance, in outlook. So, Protean means having many and different shapes, different forms. See the example, Amitabh Bachchan is a Protean actor. That means that Amitabh Bachchan can play any role, varieties of forms. See the Pa and other movies, you would do serious, comedy, any role you assign. That is called Protean. Many forms, different forms. Okay, so anything that can change form, shape, that is called Protean. Pyrrhic is very interesting word. Pyrrhic. Pyrrhic means, now what does it mean? Pyrrhic means you win something. It is non. It is used for the victory. Victory, that you win something, but on the other hand you lose also so many things. That is called Pyrrhic victory. So that means your victory is worthless, meaningless. That means that on one hand you won something, and on the other hand you lost also so many things. You had to sacrifice a lot. So that type of winning is known as Pyrrhic victory. Okay, so Pyrrhus was king of Epirus, and Pyrrhus defeated Romans, Italians, at the Heracli. So at Heracli, he defeated Romans, despite Roman and the Esculum, despite staggering losses. Remember? One hand you defeated Romans, and on the other hand you lost so many things. So there is saying in English, you won the argument, but you lost your friend. Okay, so in argument, if two friends are arguing, one will win the argument, but you will lose the friend. So our argument is also avoidable, not good, because relation is lost. Okay, on one hand you won the argument, but you had to lose your friend. So what is the meaning? Victory that is not worth winning, because the winner has lost so many other things in order to win that particular thing. Another meaning, victorious at a great cost. You won at the cost of something with enormous losses, and it is known as a Pyrrhic victory. You can see the example. She won the court case, but it was a Pyrrhic victory because she had to pay so much in legal fees. Okay, she won the court case, fine. One hand she won, but on the other hand she had to pay a lot of money. So mean that she lost plenty of money in order to win that court case. So in that way, that type of winning is worthless, meaningless. And that type of winning, that type of victory is known as Pyrrhic victory. There is a word, Quisling. Quisling. Widkan Abraham Quisling. Very interesting word, Quisling. And during he died in the 1945. Now 1945 is the end of Second World War. So during that time, Hitler, Nazi leader in the Germany, he also committed suicide in his bunker. And Hitler at that time wanted to conquer his neighboring countries. He wanted to conquer Poland. Even he had already conquered Poland. He wanted to conquer Norway. Then he wanted to conquer France, Britain, everything, Spain. So there was one person, this Quisling, in Spain, sorry, in Norway. So during the time when Hitler wanted to conquer the Norway, he was secretly supporting, being a citizen of Norway, he was supporting his enemy, that is Hitler, Nazi. Nazi wanted to occupy Norway during the Second World War. So he belongs to Norway country, Quisling, and he supported Nazi, his enemy, who wanted to conquer his own region. Like in Ramayana, we have one character, Vibhishan, that you support your enemy. That is called Quisling. There are also another words. It is also called traitor or collaborator. Collaborator, you support your enemy. So Quisling means a person who helps an enemy that has taken control of his or her country. For example, the Quisling helped the Russian conquer his country and sold them many classified documents. Okay, so Quisling person would help his enemies. So secretly, what he had done, Quisling had sold classified documents, secret documents. Another example, by pretending to be loyal to his home country, you are loyal, you are showing off, you are pretending that you are loyal to your own country. But on the other hand, the Quisling was able to hide the fact that he was helping his enemy, his sworn enemy. Okay, so you, very good word, this is Quisling, traitor. Secretly, you support your enemy. That is called Quisling, traitor. Another word, quixotic. During Elizabethan time in England, there was one great writer called Shakespeare. And on the same time, in Spain, there was another great writer, Miguel de Cervantes, 1616. Okay, Miguel de Cervantes died in 1616, and Shakespeare also died in 1616. And both were very great writer. Miguel de Cervantes has written a novel, early novel, title is Quixote, Don Quixote. So in that novel, written by Cervantes, Miguel de Cervantes, the Quixote, the character, main character, central character in that work is very idealist. Idealist, but extremely idealist. That ideas cannot be put into practice. Unrealistic, extremely idealistic, impractical. Okay, so quixotic is an adjective. See the example: a vast and perhaps quixotic project. Now, what type of project? Project is quixotic. Now, what does it mean? That project is nice, too much idealistic, but it is impossible to implement. It is impossible to put into practice. So that type of idealistic, unrealistic. Okay, so sometimes two extremely idealistic things cannot be put into practice. It becomes then unrealistic. So that is called quixotic. Okay, quixotic movie, quixotic novel, quixotic anything which is very idealistic, that you cannot, possibly think of putting implement into practice, or impossible to put into practice. That is called quixotic, extremely idealistic. Sandwich, sandwich means something in between the two larger entities. John Montagu, he was the fourth Earl of Sandwich. He was English aristocratic, very wealthy person, affluent, and after whom Captain James Cook was named Sandwich, Sandwich Island. Captain James Cook at that time in the 18th century named one island. Island name is Sandwich Island. Okay, you type into Google Sandwich Island, you can see how it is, the location. So meaning is very simple, that put something or someone or anything in a small space between two other bigger things or people. For example, I had to sandwich, it is verb. It is used as a verb in the sentence. I had to sandwich my writing between supervising work on the farm and entertaining guests. Now, what does it mean? There are three works mentioned here. Work number one, writing, my writing. Work number two, supervising work in farm. And third work is entertaining guest. Guest has come in the home. So my writing is in between these two main work, supervising in the farm and entertaining the guest. Okay, so I had to sandwich my lecture between two lectures. That is sandwich lecture. Okay, second lecture, there is first lecture, second and third. So second lecture is sandwich lecture in between the two, but it has to be larger. Okay, so first lecture is of 1 hour, third is 1 hour, and the middle one, second one is of half an hour lecture. So it is shorter in time. So that is called a sandwich in between the two things. Serendipity. Okay. Generally, people are told that you want to get success, or if you want to make your life well living good, then you will have to put efforts. You have to do hard work. But you, without hard work, without putting effort, you get something. You get success, you get a job, you get good thing, valuable thing in your life without effort. We call it luck. Okay, by luck, by chance. What do we call it? That you get it by chance. So it is called, that type of thing is called serendipity. So the word comes from the old Persian fairy tale, the three princes of Serendip. Three princes. In that particular tale, there was three princes who were always making lucky discoveries. Okay, they were not looking for. They were not after getting something, but by chance, by luckily, they would get. એટલે સ્ટોરીમાંથી એ વર્ડ આવ્યો છે serendipity. So the fact of finding interesting or valuable thing by chance. You do not put effort, you do not do anything to get it, but in spite of that you get it. For example, lottery ticket. So you luckily win the lottery, that means it is called serendipity. You did nothing. So by chance, by luck, you won that. So the lottery is something one wins by serendipity, not by design. You do not do anything. No strategy, no work. Okay. So that is serendipity. When it comes to capturing the perfect picture, it is all about serendipity. It is all about serendipity. Okay, so something that you get from by chance. Spartan. Okay, last word we will do and then we will end. Spartan means hermit. Hermit means austere. Austere means simple. Simple means comfortless, without any comfort. Spiritual person, abandoning everything. Okay, no requirement of tasty food, no requirement of luxury, no requirement of comfort. That is called Spartan. Very simple, austere life. Okay, there was one ancient city, Sparta in Greek, the capital of Laconia, and it was known for its strictness, frugality, and its laconic speeches. Laconic means short. So meaning of the word is very simple and savior without comfort, showing or characterized by austerity or lack of comfort or luxury. Opposite to luxurious, but it's very simple life. Spartan diet, Spartan meal means tasteless meal. Spartan living conditions, very simple living. They lead a Spartan life with very few comforts and no luxuries. hermit, barabar, hermit people. So people who have abandoned their families and who are living in isolation, wandering, okay, vagrant life without no home, nothing, and no worry about residence, no food, nothing. So that is called Spartan living, but you do it by choice. That is called Spartan. So by choice, willingly you lead a Spartan life, means simple life. That is called Spartan. So very good. Here we stop. Few words we will discuss in the next class. Now you can type your roll number in the chat box. Thank you. Have a nice day. If you have any question, you can ask. Okay. Hello, है कोई बाकी? Anybody left?